Thank you for joining me today.
Thank you for having me.
Shall we get started?
Absolutely.
We're going to take it through just the way it says, Women.Work.Wisdom.
Okay.
If you would share with our viewers a little bit about you, where you were born, where you grew up.
Okay. Well, some of your viewers may already be familiar, but I actually am a lifelong resident of the village of Floral Park, born and raised. Attended schools in Floral Park, St. Hedwig's Grammar School, Floral Park Memorial High School, and then proceeded to get my my undergraduate degree in economics from Adelphi University in Garden City.
Out of theoretical failure, because to me failure is just really, it's an opportunity that is undeveloped. You were meant to come back to Floral Park. You were meant to go on and get your academic degrees. And of course then you find yourself today as the academic advisor at NYU Stern School of Finance.
Correct.
After having offered your wisdom to the elementary and high school community in the Bronx as a special ed teacher.
Correct. So from this incredible failure came, I agree with you, your synopsis is correct. It really, it forced me to reconsider what failure does, and now I welcome that moment. I'm glad for it, and I'm glad it was on a piece of paper, because it forced me to reconsider who I was, what my abilities were, what did I really want out of life. Do I want to leave the village of Floral Park? No, I did not. And that was a mistake, and it was a good mistake, because sometimes it takes encountering the other. And now you're correct, where I've gone from there is I did spend about 7 years in the South Bronx teaching.
Excuse me,
yes,
where she was known, by the way, as Miss T. Not to be confused with Trustee Tomecki.
Correct. They knew me as Miss T. There were a couple other names they knew me.
Oh yeah, well that happens.
7 years, 8th grade math, special ed, yes, South Bronx.
So really still staying though with the themes of your academic upbringing and the loves that you had, both in terms of politics, in terms of math, and certainly the educational piece being woven in all along. So that was your thread, and Ohio wasn't meant to have you, is really what that was all about.
It wasn't, and it's a shame, because what a beautiful state and a really wonderful welcoming group of citizens, but the reality is what that allowed me to do was pursue an opportunity to provide a venue for a group of young people in the South Bronx that otherwise did not have an appreciation for the role of education in one's life. And that was really what had motivated me to pursue a New York City teaching fellowship, to get the master's in education, was because education had been so critical to my development as an individual. That for me, I don't think I'd be who I am, not only for my successes in education, but for the failures in education, Ohio. And therefore, I wanted to bring that to a community that maybe didn't have access to the same resources I did, and perhaps did not have that would not have the opportunity to appreciate the role of education and what it can do for you in advancing yourself.